Attention Penguin fans, it's not too late to order your 1994-95 season tickets. Good seat locations are still available as full or partial plans. And the new 11 game plans and flex coupon books guarantee we've got a plan for every fan.
The full season plan gives you the biggest pregame discount of all. You won't miss a minute of action as you'll get tickets to all 41 regular season home games. Full season purchasers can take advantage of the only 12-month payment plan in all of professional sports. That's as long as 12 months over which to spread the cost of your season tickets, and it's all interest-free. Full season ticket holders can also take advantage of a ticket return plan and their own personal sales representative, somebody who's always just a phone call away. With the People's Choice plan, you choose the 30 games that you want to attend. That's the 30 games you want to see at a discounted per-game price. The half-season plan gives you two options. The Gold plan is 20 pre-selected games, and the Black plan gives you 21 pre-selected home games, all at a great discount. The Sampler plan gives you a choice of 4 different pre-selected 10 and 11 game mini plans, again at a great discount. The Flex Coupon book features 10 discounted coupons, each redeemable for a Penguins ticket. The coupons can be used in any combination. For instance, 1 coupon for each 10 games, 2 coupons for each of 5 games, or all 10 coupons for 1 game. As I said, with the Penguins, there's a plan for every fan. All season ticket plans and flex book holders will receive playoff ticket priority over the general public. For information on Penguin ticket plans, just call 642-PENS. Operators are standing by now to take your call. Looking for a great night out for 20 or more of your friends, relatives, or co-workers? You got to try a Penguin home game. Groups of 20 or more can receive a tremendous discount. Just pick a game and call the Pens at 642-PENS. If you're more interested in tickets for an individual Penguins game, then call 333-SEAT. Those operators are seated. And like the man says, there's a season ticket plan for every fan.
I want this motorcycle. I gotta have this motorcycle. My life is nothing without this motorcycle.
Suzuki's can't beat the deal days. Get 0 down and 9.9% financing on a Katana 750 in Tuner 800 or RF 900R. Can't beat the deal days from Suzuki.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
See your Suzuki dealer or call 1-800-828-RIDE.
Make your best deal right now on any new Nissan. See your nearest Nissan dealer today, or you'll miss out on the model year-end.
Celebrating the NFL's 75th anniversary by bringing back this 1933 replica game jersey. The jersey will be worn by the Steelers in 2 regular season games. It's tailored with a heavyweight nylon body featuring the number 29 on the back and the City of Pittsburgh crest circa 1933 on the front. Sure to be a collector's item, the throwback jersey is just $49.95. To order, call 1-800-570-4KBL. In Pittsburgh, call 788-8575.
You're watching an encore presentation of Pittsburgh Penguins Stanley Cup hockey on the KBL Sports Network.
Man, these Penguin Pro Shops are like hockey heaven for Penguin fans. So many great items to choose from. We're going to make it easy for you tonight because we're going to bring the Pro Shops right to your home. Just call 1-800-8GO-PENS for these special deals. Order the Legacy Line blue hockey jersey, circa 1968, just like the one worn by such players as Jean Pronovost and Michel Briere. It's a pro-cut and sized jersey with the old-time lace front and original logo crest. Size is 44, 48, or 52. The price is $59.95 plus $4.50 for shipping and handling. That's the Legacy Line blue hockey jersey. Also available, the Mario Lemieux The Magnificent One video, the inspiring story of Mario's career from Pee Wee hockey through the 93-94 season. 60 minutes of rare vintage footage. Just $14.95 plus $4.50 for shipping and handling. Plus, order tonight and receive a free Portrait of Courage video. The exciting highlights from the Penguins' 92-93 season, absolutely free. Both tapes just $14.95 plus $4.50 for shipping and handling. Call 1-800-8GO-PENS. Well, now, very interesting. Frank Pietrangelo has replaced Tom Barrasso in goal for the Penguins. Brian Hayward, of course, replaced John Casey because he was driven from the net by goals by the Penguins. We don't know if Barrasso was hurt on that hit by Basil McRae or what, but he has not even come out here for the second period, and Frank Pietrangelo is going to be the goaltender for the Penguins.
Well, Frankie, who has sparkled in the playoffs at times for the Penguins, of course, led them to Game 6 victory against New Jersey. That infamous save now on Peter Stastny, and then winning Game 7 for the Penguins. And Frankie in here. Goals against average of 2.90, and he's 3-1 in the playoffs. And he played all 3 games against the North Stars this season, so he is familiar with them. The Penguins won 2 of the 3. And Frankie's stretching out right now. Bob Johnson looking on, and Tom Barrasso, the starting Penguin goaltender, is in the locker room. Well, Brian Trottier takes center ice with Bob Airey and Jaromir Jagr. And the likable Penguin netminder Frank Pietrangelo will step in, who played at the University of Minnesota. Well, a lot of folks back home watching there are familiar with Frank Pietrangelo. Frankie spent 4 years with Minnesota. 25-year-old native of Niagara Falls, Ontario.
He has played well against the North Stars in his career. He has a shutout against them.
And the North Stars looking for anything that'll help them and get them back in. Might be trying to use this as an added step in an effort to try and get back and hopefully score one early here in the second period. That's going to be their game plan. And they'll have Broughton, Gavin, and Brian Bellows. Bellows again has been a quiet man in this series so far, just like Recchi was before he exploded. You've got to keep an eye on number 23 for the North Stars. And Tenorti paired out here with Chris Dahlquist, and the puck play to the North Stars in to begin period number 2. 4-1 Pittsburgh in Game 5. The North Stars shoot it up the length of the ice. Pietrangelo raises his glove up to indicate an icing call, and that is the call here. Came from behind center red all the way across the ice, not touched by the goaltender, but a defensive member of the Penguins, or a member of the team.
Here's a hit. Now look at the hit on Tommy Barrasso. He got nailed. He really did, by Basil McRae.
Well, I know initially going into the series, one of the game plan strategies of the North Stars was to create a lot of problems for Tom Barrasso. Oh, and here's Gavin down the right wing, breaking the Penguins in. Dumping it behind the Penguin net over to Brian Bellows. Bellows steps out, centers it in front, and Dahlquist can't put it in. Now along the near boards, Dahlquist runs into Jaromir Jagr. Dahlquist and Jagr still fighting for possession, and loose the North Stars have it. Brian Bellows against Larry Murphy, and after the loose puck will be Brian Trottier. Trottier moves it up to Jagr, trying to split to the fence. He cuts in, he's knocked off his skates by Jimmy Johnson. Play goes the other way, and here are the North Stars counterattacking. Penguins put some new troops out here. Taganetti runs into one of the North Stars. It comes to Steven and Francis, and shot up ice. I don't think Taganetti, this might be his first shift of the game. Peter Taganetti. I don't recall him being out there in the first period. Here's Stevens. He played behind it to Mullen. Mullen around to the left wing corner. Ridden to the boards neatly by Wilkinson. Off his skates he goes. And from behind the Minnesota goal, Stevens fighting for possession. Taganetti paired out here for the Penguins with Ulf Samuelsson. Now dumped in behind the Minnesota net again. Jimmy Johnson looking for room. Shoots it back into the corner. Bellows has been on an extended shift here. Moved around the near side. A minute and a half into the second period, and the North Stars winding ahead to Neil Broughton. Broughton on right wing over to Wilkinson. Looks for a trailing Bellows. Instead it goes right to Ronnie Francis, working his own end very well. Back checking effectively is Ron Francis. Penguins will make another change here. Off comes Mullen, on comes Recchi. They want to get Lemieux's line on. Blasted back into the Penguins end. Taganetti around the wood, and Stevens catches up to it. He'll give it to Mark Recchi. Looking for the HT, the hat trick into the North Stars end. Wheeling deal down. Looks for Lemieux in a drop pass. Lemieux's got the puck, but now it's poke checked away by the North Stars' Brian Propp. Fired ahead on the right wing to Gagne against Jimmy Pack. Drop pass back to Chambers. Lemieux comes after him. Lemieux reached the stick in, knocked the pass away, but the North Stars get it. They slam it to the near corner. After the puck will be Pack, the Penguin blue liner. Wheeled it up to Recchi, and he'll leave it in the neutral zone. Chambers races right back in for the North Star. Cutting down with a wrist shot that missed the Penguin goal and deflected up into the seats. 17:34 to go in period number 2. Pittsburgh 4, Minnesota 1 on the Pittsburgh Penguins Hockey Network.
Vision, your exclusive television source for 12 of the Penguins' top matchups this season. Purchase the full 12-game package from your local cable company, and you'll get the Stanley Cup champion New York Rangers, Wayne Gretzky's LA Kings, the Bruins, Canadiens, Devils, and more. The Pens' best games, live and commercial-free. Full season subscribers also get a special discount price on any Pen Vision playoff games. Pen Vision is a snap to order. Just pick up a phone and call your cable company today.
General Manager Craig Patrick with Rick Keough seated to Patrick's right. Patrick in the middle of the picture there. Penguins lead 4-1. Let's watch Bobby Clark down here standing watching the game. Left point to Norty. Shoots one and a stick save made by Peter Angelo. His first save of the night. And around the near wing, Harry Murphy picks up the puck. Murphy of Pittsburgh skating back to the North Stars blue line. Goes to the left side. He shoots it in. Dahlquist played it up a glove. Trying to get it out. He could not. Yager pulled it in. Yager of the Penguins cuts around the man. Coming down deep in the corner. But Dahlquist got it for the loose biscuit. And Dahlquist turned it over back to center. Brian Trottier trying to get to it. And the Penguins are offside as they got it outside the blue line and dumped it back in. Well, that's an offside call against the Penguins. Off down to the North Stars. He's played pretty well in this series for Minnesota.
Yeah, and he had a tough regular season where he really wasn't playing a lot for Minnesota. They benched him for a long stretch. And they finally started to make use of him down the stretch, and he played very well.
Paul Coffey, by the way, back in the Penguin lineup again tonight. Playing for one shift besides the power play, but Coffey. Bob Johnson, the Penguins coach, called John Van Beesbrook and Gary Suter. Van Beesbrook of the Rangers and Suter of the Calgary Flames, both who had suffered broken jaws, and tried to find out what they thought about the situation. So he went to the well and tried to get a little experience from people as to when they came back and what the situation was. And here's the shot drilled to the North Stars in right by Kerry Fraser, the referee. Dumped behind the net. Picked up by Yager. Turning backhand shot, and Hayward will make that stop. Brian Hayward replaced John Casey at the 13:41 mark of period number 1. He's made some big saves already. Broughton coming down to the Penguins in. Tag, and then he stripped him of the biscuit. Shooter to head. Yager trying to get to it. So is Bob Airy. They go into the North Stars in. Airy lined up by Johnson, who rides him hard to the boards. And off the puck. Minnesota right winger Shane Churla. Up the alley now to center ice to Wilkinson. 4-1 the Penguins lead here in the second period. Wilkinson on the right wing. Shooter over left wing boards for Neil Broughton. Neil crank one up that'll miss the net. And Bork of the Penguins hauls it in. Bill Bork with good speed. Pass through to center to Yager. And Yager coming to the North Stars in. A wrist shot. And Hayward down to his knees to make the save on Jaromir Yager. In deep with two of the Penguins. And the North Stars come back on a four-man rush. Chambers trying to gain the Penguins line. They stand him up at the blue line. And he's forced over down to dump it in.
It was an offside play right there. And no arm went up.
Stanton now delivers the puck outside of the line. And put back into the zone by Gaetan Duchesne. Penguins force it back to the Minnesota line, and Sean Chambers again. Short little pass over to Mike Modano. 4-1 Penguins here in the second period. Hack stopping the play at the blue line. The North Stars again deflected into the Penguin zone. Stanton and touched by Modano. That's an offside call against Minnesota. The puck must precede the man in. And in that case, it did not. The man was in the zone when the puck came across the line. And touched by Modano. Bob Gainey, the 37-year-old coach of the North Stars. 5 Stanley Cup championship rings for Bob Gainey.
16 years with the Montreal Canadiens.
And this face-off will be outside of the Minnesota blue line. The Penguin blue line, and is picked up by Stanton now. Working the puck to Mario Lemieux. 4-1 the Penguins lead. Slipped ahead of the Minnesota line, and Glenn now corrals it. He'll give the puck to Brian Propp. Propp moving the puck on the right wing. Deep into the Penguin zone, and Bork lays it back for defenseman Ulf Samuelsson. Samuelsson up the left wing side, cut off by Dave Gagne. Gagne and the North Stars, we've got to stop and play here. We're going to get a face-off coming up with 15:28 to go in the second period outside of the Penguin blue line. So Frank Pietrangelo in goal for the Penguins. Replacing Tom Barrasso, who did not return to play period number 2. And also another goaltender for the North Stars. We've talked about it, Brian Hayward.
I think the Penguins are a little more aware of some of Gagne's tendencies after the last game.
Gagne, though, to the Penguin zone. Comes down, makes a move on Samuelsson. Check from behind. He couldn't get the shot off. And Bork now worked it off the boards, but now Propp with a puck. Split it up front, and Gagne can't deflect that in. Around to the near wing. Recchi spins it down the right wing boards, intended for Mario Lemieux. Intercepted by Chambers of Minnesota. On to Brian Glenn. Penguins leading 4-1. And here's Samuelson with a big booming check on Brian Glenn, who had his head down, and Samuelson got him cleanly. Bork now on the rush. Back to Lemieux, and Chambers will line him up. Put the body into him. Another Penguin fell down. It was Phil Bork. And Minnesota's Brian Glenn carries the mail to the Penguin zone. Down the right wing, comes in with a wrist shot, and the North Stars are called on an offside play again. Wendell Young is dressed. He's going to come on as a Penguin backup. And Wendell Young will be on the Penguin bench. 14:53 to go here in period number 2. Pittsburgh 4 and Minnesota 1 on the Penguins Hockey Network.
Cruise promo, take 50. Hey, we talk every night on the TV. We'd love to meet you in person on the water. Here's how. Carnival Cruise Lines, the Ecstasy, and we'll be doing it January 20th to 23rd, going to Nassau in the Bahamas, sailing from Miami. It's only $5.89 per person, plus port charges, includes all meals and airfare from any city east of the Rocky Mountains. Call 1-800-354-8761 or your local AAA office. Call now, space is limited.
You're watching an encore presentation of Pittsburgh Penguins Stanley Cup hockey on the KBL Sports Network.
Well, Wendell Young enters the game.
Nice to have you back, Wendell. That's probably what Sevy just said to him, Steve Lattin, and he turned around with a big smile on his face.
It's been since the 8th grade picnic since Wendell was in the Penguin net or on the bench. He was injured in a game at Los Angeles against the Kings on February 26th. Here are the Penguins on their own end now. Murphy winded down the boards and back to center. Stevens after it. He's hooked and knocked out. Dahlquist will get a penalty, and he didn't have much choice on that because Stevens had such a big advantage over him, cutting back with a loose puck. And Dahlquist had to haul him down. Now, again, if there's such a thing in this game as a good penalty, that might have been one by Dahlquist because, without question, Stevens had the upper hand on that attempt there to go back and score against Brian Hayward. Now they'll have to work for it on the power play.
Stevens just racing up those boards, and the Penguins did that extremely well in Game 4, where they would chip the puck off the boards, get that winger to go wide, try to beat the defenseman who like to pinch in on this team. We know that. They're up on the play a lot. But you can use those boards and chip it past them and get that winger shooting the gap in between the defense and the forward, and you're going to get some chances up along those boards. And the Penguins had lots of them in Game 4, and they had one there, and Dahlquist was forced to turn and grab the man who got behind him and haul him down.
Penguins would have had a 2-on-1, but Zinordi coming back, and he actually was a half a step behind the play and the man ahead, too. So the Penguins employ the power play right now, and they lead by the score of 4-1. They're 2 for 4 tonight with a man advantage. Francis, Yager, and Lemieux up front. Right point, it comes to Murphy. Murphy shoots it down the boards and around to the left wing corner. Lemieux goes after it. He lets it go, but Gavin will be the first man there for the North Stars. Swinging ahead back to center now to Neil Broughton. Broughton back in the Pittsburgh territory. Has a short-handed goal for the North Stars to Denorti. Lets that snapshot go, and it missed. Comes off the boards to Lemieux. Races up against Broughton. He got the puck over to Coffey. Coffey shoots it. A good save by Hayward. And the rebound clear. Boy, Lemieux just absolutely phenomenal in his ability to get to the loose pucks here tonight and grab that puck and make a play off of it. And he set up Coffey there, but Hayward another good save. Hayward's been sharp here since coming on. Murphy delivers into the North Stars in. Hayward cut it off behind the net. Brian Hayward almost gave it away, but it went by Coffey and hops all the way back into the Penguin zone. One of the reasons why Coffey may be just playing on the power play now is that the Penguins have a 4-1 lead. I think it might be a little differently if they were in a very close game. And back and forth they go from center ice, and here's Murphy. And the North Stars are offside, entering the Penguins in, but that doesn't matter to them. They've got the play in the faceoff outside of the Penguin stripe, and they've killed some more time.
Bureau scored a shorthanded goal for the North Stars in Game 1, a big one, to say the least, because the Penguins had just scored one. He came back and got it right back to tie the game at that point.
Game 6 will be at Minnesota on Saturday night. And Game 7, if necessary, will be here at the Civic Arena on Tuesday night. And that'll be it. You can't go any further than that.
And Bob Johnson says, we know we have one more road trip. That's it.
That's right.
And he said, that's good. He thinks it's good that the guys know that. We're starting to see that light at the end of the tunnel. See that peak at the top of the mountain, the mountain climbing that Bob's always talking about.
I also want to mention that it may not be over Tuesday. And the reason I say that is it may go till Wednesday. Think about that.
Oh, please.
And here's Paul Coffey.
Don't do that to my stomach.
Coffey to center red. To the right wing, and will come to Mark Recchi. And Recchi steps into the North Star zone. Shoots it in behind the net. Hayward played it off, and now here's Recchi hit in the face, but play goes the other way, and Recchi grabs his stick, and the North Stars swing it back to the Penguin line. Coffey backpedaling, looking for somewhere to go with it. Gagne's on him. Up through to center, but intercepted by the North Stars again, and they dump it back into the Penguin zone. Pietrangelo steps out of the net, and around the boards. Lemieux can't get it. The North Stars will. Gagne might have a chance. He shoots, scores! Dave Gagne, a short-handed goal. And the Penguins find themselves down, or now ahead by only 2, 4-2. It took a weird bounce off the boards, but Gagne came in and wristed that shot over Pietrangelo's glove, and the North Stars make it 4-2. 2 short-handed goals in this hockey game by Minnesota. That's got to give them a gigantic lift. 6:54, the time of the goal by Dave Gagne.
He was fooling around with that puck at the points on the power play. Coffey fed it over for Bork. He had the puck, but it just rolled right off his stick, right to Gagne. And Gagne just wristed it past Pietrangelo on the glove side.
Well, Dave Gagne's 11th of the year and a short-handed goal. And the 4th of the playoffs for the North Stars, the 2nd of the night. The Penguins striking for 3 early goals, actually 4, to take a 4-0 lead, and now Minnesota creeping back into the picture.
Does this look familiar?
They give Propp an assist on the goal by Gagne. From 40 feet he fired from the right wing circle over the glove of Pietrangelo. The Penguins have 14 seconds to go on the Dahlquist penalty. And the Penguins have 2 power play goals. The North Stars have 2 short-handed goals. And here they are again to the Penguins in. Gavin coming down. Wristed on the short side. Stop made. Rebound and shot right on. And a good save by Pietrangelo on Neil Broughton. I'll tell you, that one goes in and you got a brand new hockey game completely at equal strength. No matter the fact that the score would be 4-3, the North Stars would have all the momentum going their way.
And there they are again, short-handed, trying to make things happen offensively, trying to score goals. That puck at the side of the net came right out to Broughton. And what a save by Pietrangelo. Strictly a reaction save. And he just jumped over that way, got the glove out, and snared that puck out of the air on the shot by Neil Broughton. Well, the Penguins got a bounce earlier when the puck came off the boards to Kevin Stevens. That one bounced off the net right to Neil Broughton, but Pietrangelo was alert enough to be able to stop it.
Bobby Smith and Brian Bellows with 3 seconds to go in the Dahlquist penalty. And they'll move Tenorti and Chambers, Dahlin around. The Dahlquist will join the play, come right out here and play defense. Francis won the face-off. Larry Murphy of the Penguins sneaking back behind his own net. Wind it around to Gordie Roberts. Roberts moving up the left wing boards, deep into the Minnesota end. Dahlquist, who just came on, goes back to play the puck. And Dahlquist from right behind his own net. 4-2, the Penguins lead here in the second period. Now in the left wing corner of Minnesota territory, Dahlin leaving the puck for Mark Tenorti, and the North Stars seem to be ever conscious right now, Paul, to come back into their own end and work for that puck. They're just kind of pecking away at the Penguin lead. They've scored 2 short-handed goals. Bellows to the Penguins in. And it taken away by Joe Mullen. Mullen back on an attack now with Kevin Stevens. Mullen off wing left side, goes in, drop it to Stevens. He's crunched, knocked down. Stevens has it over to Murphy, and it went right through his skates. Along the left wing, right wing side, Bobby Smith holding that puck. Dumping it behind his own net for Chris Dahlquist, the Minnesota defenseman, to make it Tenorti. Tenorti tries to find Dahlquist. He will certainly move. Popped it up at center to Joe Mullen. Mullen back to the North Stars blue line of Mario Lemieux, who just came on the ice. Lemieux feathered it down the boards. Nobody can get to it. And jammed away by the North Stars back to the Penguin blue line. Gordie Roberts of Pittsburgh backpedaling. 4-2 the score here in the second period. 11:34 to go. North Stars again on the attack with the Penguins in. Churla cut off at the pass by Gordie Roberts. Lemieux after the loose puck at center. He has it. But the North Stars in. Makes a darting little move into the zone. Makes another play now. The right side to Taglianetti. Taglianetti overskated the play. And the North Stars go back in a 3-man rush. Lemieux's the first man back for the Pens. Lemieux's got a lot of jump on his legs tonight. Here's the play to the right side of the Penguins in. Fire behind the net. Basil McRae went in for it. Lemieux is on him. So is Samuelson. Lemieux cranking around the boards for Mark Recchi. Recchi of Pittsburgh. Up ahead of Lemieux. Lemieux's everywhere right now. Left wing pass to Bork. Trying to get a step on the defenseman. Shoots it. And Hayward. Watch that one sail wide. It comes off all the way back to center ice. Shane Churla lost it to Mario Lemieux. Lemieux having a big shift here for the Penguins. Gets his own pass back into the North Stars in. Makes a little move on one man. Still carrying the puck over to Recchi. And Recchi, I don't think anticipated that puck coming to him. And the North Stars throw it ahead back to center ice. Basil McRae. He's going to blast it towards the Penguin goal, and Pietrangelo will stop it. The North Stars go to a change. Samuelson is dumping the puck off the wood and back to center ice. Minnesota again cranks it back in. And hurrying for the puck will be Brian Trottier. 4-2 the score. The Penguins lead here in the second period. Samuelson's pass intercepted by Chambers. Down along the far wing. Remember, too, the Penguins have had 5 power play chances. The North Stars only 2, so you got to be careful of that. Minnesota's down by a pair. Right point. Minnesota with the puck. And they whack it in behind the Penguin net, and Stan comes over. He'll tap it off the boards. Recchi trying to clear the zone. He's been out a long time. And they do get it through to center, but the North Stars put it back in, and Stanton handles the puck for the Penguins. Over to Wolf Samuelson. Samuelson leaving it for Bob Airy. He can't take command of it. The North Stars look for room, and they go to the Penguins in. Prop stepping into the zone, and offside of the Minnesota North Stars as Trottier tied up Mark Bureau to hold him in the zone. We'll return. The Penguins 4, Minnesota 2 here on the Penguins Hockey Network.
I think people here go to a Penguins game expecting to see a show. I think they expect to see great entertainment. They expect to see good hockey, but they also expect to come away from there and think, yeah, that was a great time. I had a good time. I went to the Igloo. It was fun.
Good work by Brian Trottier, Mike, to hold Bureau and actually just kind of take him into the Penguins' end so that he would be offside on the play. A little trick like that. Bureau had hold of his stick, and he just dragged him right along across the blue line.
And here are the Penguins again with control of the puck. Stanton delivers it back to center. Tenorti intercepts for the North Stars. Mark Tenorti paired defensively out here with Dahlquist. Penguins don't take it away, and they start the rush back into the North Stars zone. They'll shoot it to the right wing corner. Dahlquist comes down, and here he slams him hard against the boards with a good clean check. But Dahlquist bounces off of that, and give him credit to get to the loose puck and set it up for Mark Tenorti. Dahlquist hitting Brian Trottier. Now Dahlquist on the near side, trying to move that puck up out of the zone. He can't do it. Trottier, though, knocked down one of the North Stars, and the penalty will be issued here against the Penguins. What was I telling you? 9:14 to go in the second period. 4-2, the Penguins lead. The North Stars have had only 11 shots, but they're going to get a power play now on the Penguins Hockey Network.
You're watching an encore presentation of Pittsburgh Penguins Stanley Cup hockey on the KBL Sports Network.
The people of Pittsburgh are one, as friendly as anywhere in the world, two, as hardworking as anywhere in the world, and that's what they want from their athletes in any sport. Hockey goes along with that. They would love a winner, but they don't necessarily have to have a winner as long as they are getting 100% effort from everybody that plays, from the first guy on the roster down to the 50th guy on the roster. And if the team gives 100% effort, then the people of Pittsburgh enjoy watching them play.
Absolutely amazing the way the North Stars have used their penalty killing to gain life. They did it, I think, quite a bit in Game 4 when the Penguins had the lead. That was the one thing that kept giving them a spark. And, of course, the Penguins got a big lift from the fact that they were able to get some tremendous penalty killing towards the end of that game. And now they have an opportunity to maybe get some spark here against the North Stars, whose power play has really struggled. On the other hand, the North Stars were due to score on the power play. We saw Bob Airy really nailed Dahlquist, and got under Dahlquist's skin there because Chris Dahlquist took a whack at Trottier's legs and almost took a penalty right after that. Trottier was the one guy who said between periods that we can't take any penalties, and he takes a penalty in the offensive zone. He didn't like the call. He shook his head and just went to the box.
Brian Glenn on the power play out here for the North Stars. And they again continue to change up a little bit. Madonna will play one of the points. They'll have Gagne, Prop, and Bellows up front. And they take Broughton off the power play, which is a little unusual. Broughton has scored a goal in this game, and he really was considered their quarterback, was he not, on their power play? But he is not on it right now. Madonna to the left wing, couldn't get it through to Brian Prop, and it's bounced away to the right wing corner of the Penguins in. Prop went in, he took the man out of the play. Bellows had it, Gillen took it away from him. Gillen in a penalty killing roll, shoots it ahead of the North Star zone. Gillen and Mullen come off, Bob Airy and Mario Lemieux on. Airy watching the play as Madonna swings it down the boards. Around the horn it goes to the left wing corner of the Penguins in. Bellows shot it behind the net. Prop reached in. Can he make a play? He does, behind the goal to Brian Bellows. Bellows to the right of goaltender Frank Pietrangelo. To the left point out of Madonna. Madonna feigned on a pass, and he's hit heavily by Barry and knocked off his skates. But the North Stars wrap it up into the right wing corner for Dave Gagne. Right point pass to Brian Glenn. 4-2 the score. A shot by Glenn. A heavy one, but he missed the goal. And the North Stars to the left point keep it alive. Put it behind the Penguin net to Brian Bellows of Minnesota. Out to Prop. Man open in front Gagne, but he shoots it anyway. And Pietrangelo made the save on Brian Prop. Now Samuelson directs it up the wood. Here's Lemieux behind the defense. Lepic's in alone on Hayward. He makes a little move. He shoots a great club save by Hayward on Mario Lemieux as he had just come on the play, and Lemieux came out of nowhere, and Brian Hayward got that left hand up, the glove hand, to rob Lemieux at the very last second.
Lemieux was headed to the bench. He was over in that area on the red line. He may very well have just been sneaking behind the play, hoping to get what he got, a breakaway.
And that's exactly what was happening. He was trying to get off, I believe, in the final moments of play, and he spotted the open, and he got behind the defense, and there he was. He started to dart towards the bench, and it came free to him.
And he cruised so much to the left that I think that Hayward really was able to get a read on that particular shot by Lemieux. The way he was drifting.
See Mario drop those shoulders down. He gave him that little deke, and Hayward wouldn't buy it. He did not buy the play at all. And Lemieux tried to
watching the puck.
Yeah.
He didn't really have a lot of options at that point as he's dragging it behind him. He really couldn't give Hayward much of a to look at with the stick on that particular move, but he was drifting one way, trying to get Hayward to move to that side so that he'd get more net to the opposite side, but Hayward was able to get his glove way out there and make the catch.
North Stars again on the attack on the power play. They trail 4-2, and they've yet to get a shot on this power play opportunity. Although I thought props went off Pietrangelo. Right point, Chambers. Over to the right side for Neil Broughton. Broughton now moving in. Look out. He pulls back, goes to Chambers. Big booming shot off the glove of Pietrangelo and over the net. Grabbed now by Neil Broughton from behind the goal. Broughton so clever and very, very good skater to the left point. Wilkinson right side to Chambers. Shooting deflected by the North Stars. Off Dolan. And behind the net it goes to Bobby Smith with that long reach. Penguins trying to protect the edges of the net. It comes to the near corner. Penalty is over. Trottier is on. The Penguins have killed it, but Wilkinson left point trying to shoot it. Doesn't. Skates around a check by Joe Mullen. Wilkinson fired to the slot off Trottier's stick, but not out. Off Dolan banks it back up the boards and behind the net to Bobby Smith. Centers in front. Right there is Broughton. Can he shoot it? He does. Blocked by Trottier, the Penguin forward who just came on. Now he's back on the attack, and Trottier trying to get around Broughton. Comes to the North Stars blue line. It's going to be an offside call if the Penguins touch it. Trottier was offside on himself, but it'll be delayed as the North Stars get possession and they spin it back to center. Dolan with a full head of steam going to the Penguins end. He shoots it in, though, and the North Stars go to a line change. 4-2, the Penguins lead here in game number 5 in this best-of-7 series. Gordy Roberts to the North Stars in. Got in deep. Tenorti goes after it. He is hit by his counterpart, number 24, Troy Loney. Minnesota's Gaetan Duchesne finds the puck, and off to Tenorti. Tenorti moving around near board to Dahlquist. He is hit heavily by Ron Francis. Penguins have it. They shoot it towards the net. That's deflected. Tenorti comes up with it. And Tenorti moving the puck back through to center ice. Now given to Stu Gavin. Good pass off the boards to Mark Bureau. Has Duchesne cutting for the goal. The pass behind him, and Ronnie Francis swings it off the sideboards. Loney looking for the puck. He is out here with Stevens and Ron Francis. The North Stars take it away. Gavin cuts back to the Penguins in. Gavin shoots it off the post to the left of Pietrangelo. Frankie waving that glove, and he was a little bit behind that one, and it caught the pipe as Big Ben struck one. Now Gordy Roberts again carries it up. And the tempo starting to change here a little bit. The North Stars starting to gain some momentum here against the Penguins, where the Penguins lead 4-2. It was all Pittsburgh in period number 1. Lemieux with a steal of the puck now off one of the North Stars. It goes to Bork, but poked off his blade by the North Stars. And Stuart Gavin coming up. He'll shoot it into the Penguins in and go to the bench. The North Stars change on the fly. Peter Taglianetti defensively for the Penguins. Just to the left of Pietrangelo. And a right wing pass to Phil Bork. Moves into Minnesota territory. Bork down the slot. They give him a little room and he'll wrist it. And getting a piece of that was Sean Chambers, a Minnesota defenseman. Off the glass. Knocked down in center with Taglianetti. He pulls the stick out of the hands of Gagne. He'll get an interference call and a holding call. Interference against Gagne and a holding call against Taglianetti. We'll be back here in the second period. 4-2. The Penguins have the advantage in game 5 on the Penguins Hockey Network.
Man, these Penguin Pro Shops are like hockey heaven for Penguin fans. So many great items to choose from. We're going to make it easy for you tonight because we're going to bring the Pro Shops right to your home. Just call 1-800-8-GO-PENS for these special deals. It's the Penguins Golf Shirt by Gear. Available in black, white, or yellow. It's got the Penguins logo embroidered on the left chest. The price tonight is $36 plus $4.50 for shipping and handling. Order tonight and receive a free Mario Lemieux Penguins Report poster, a $5 value. That's the Penguins Golf Shirt by Gear. Also available, the Penguins Turtleneck, large, roomy cut-knit turtleneck of heavyweight cotton polyester that has the Penguins logo embroidered on the neck. The sizes are medium to extra, extra large, white or black. The price tonight, $34.95 plus $4.50 for shipping and handling. And order tonight and receive a Penguins Tasselon cap absolutely free. That's the Penguins Turtleneck. Call 1-800-8-GO-PENS. Peter Taglianetti and Dave Gagne will sit down. And 14:53. Interference to Gagne, holding to Taglianetti. I'll tell you, Gavin drifting to his left, and Pietrangelo came sliding across and gave him a little more net than he probably wanted to give him, and he almost put that inside the far post.
If Gagne, an interference call at 14:53, Taglianetti holding, and Gavin, an old motorcycle rider. He'd be a good candidate for the Blues man.
Recky just got tripped for the 58th time in the series.
And here's Samuelson now going back into his own end to touch it. We have an icing call here. We will pause again on a penalty. 4:55 to go. Penguins 4 and the North Stars 2 on the Penguins Hockey Network.
To win a third cup, I think, is going to be really special for the Penguins, because it will be an opportunity for them to not only redeem themselves for the disappointment of last year, but to also taste something that they maybe started to take for granted. Now they're going to really savor it, realize that just like that, it can all end. And I don't think that they're going to take it for granted ever again. I think they're going to really savor the taste of that champagne that comes from the cup. Jean-Claude Van Damme. Jaromir Jagr.
With Paul Steigerwald, Mike Lang here at the Civic Arena in Pittsburgh. Less than 5 minutes to go in the second period. The winner of this game takes a 3-2 advantage in the series, with Game 6 to be played at Minnesota on Saturday night. Trottier in the Minnesota zone to the left of Brian Hayward, who was put in the net by Bob Gainey. Here's Jagr from the faceoff, wristing one that went over the right shoulder of Hayward. Bob Airy put a check in on Sturla, but the North Stars take control of the puck. And they come to center ice. Tenorti getting down deep towards the Penguin blue line. He lost control of it to Stevens, and Stevens pushes it back to center. Stanton, that is. And the North Stars slam it back to the Penguin net. Pietrangelo had a little trouble with that, but he made the stop on the long shot by Dahlquist. Samuelson's pass to Trottier. Dump it ahead back to center. Bob Airy down the boards. Look at Jagr fly for that puck. Jagr goes into the North Stars in. Tenorti lines him up. He still keeps working the corner. He passed it over intended for Trottier, but Churla's going to be there, and Trottier will shoulder him. Churla got the puck back, and Shane Churla of Minnesota giving the puck to Basil McRae. McRae to the left wing for Dahlquist. He'll step into the Penguins in, try to shot. Murphy blocked that. Can he get it out? Murphy turns, trying to make the play. Broaden's all over him, and it's played out of the zone finally by Larry Murphy. Jimmy Johnson of the North Stars moved it down the wood in behind the Penguin net. Pietrangelo watching Gordy Roberts take it. Penguins led 4-1 at the end of one. Now lead 4-2 here in the second period. And Minnesota again bringing the puck back to the Penguin line. Drop pass for Gaetan Duchesne. Mullen reached in and poke checked it off his stick in the same motion. Fell down and cleared the zone. Francis after it against Wilkinson. Down the left wing as a trailer and Murphy. Francis in though. His shot. Hey! Shoots and scores! Ronnie Francis from the left wing circle. And the Penguins have a 5-2 lead. LLB cow kick. What a shot by Ronnie Francis.
And who was at the other end of that play? It seems like when Francis makes a big play, the guy at the other end is usually Joey Mullen. He made an unbelievable play in his own end. The dive to get to the puck and clear it out all in the same motion. It came out past Kevin Stevens, but Francis, again, shooting the gap up the boards, was able to get to the puck. There that puck went up the boards, and there goes Francis shooting the gap on those 3 players in the neutral zone right down the left wing and blasts the puck past Hayward to make it 5-2. That is the key right there with the Penguins, that good diagonal speed through the neutral zone to break up that triangle that the North Stars always seem to have. They always have 3 guys on the puck. You've got to be able to get in between them somehow.
So Mullen, the assist to the Francis goal, is 6th of the playoffs, and a big one it is for the Penguins at that point. And it gives them a 5-2 lead now. And offside, or an icing call here against the Penguins as we go back to play. We'll return. 3:23 to go in the second period. Penguins lead 5-2 on the Penguins Hockey Network.
Jean-Claude Van Damme, Jaromir Jagr, and the Pittsburgh Penguins. And you, they're going to put you all in the movies. Be in the crowd on September 29th, October 3rd, 4th, 7th, and 10th for the shooting of the major motion picture Sudden Death starring Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I think you plan too far ahead.
Make your plans in advance to join the crowd scenes at the arena. Free food and drink and lots of prizes. Lights, camera, and action.
You're watching an encore presentation of Pittsburgh Penguins Stanley Cup hockey on the KBL Sports Network.
The Penguins score on only their 4th shot of this period against the North Stars. Minnesota trying to battle back into it, and they got a shorthanded goal from Dave Gagne, but a big one now by the Penguins' Ron Francis.
Huge
at 16:26.
Gigantic.
And here is Jimmy Pack now from the draw in the Penguin zone. Pack, the Penguin rookie defenseman, sliding ahead to center. Trottier is going to get to it behind Wilkinson. Trottier to the right side to Recchi. Recchi moves in, got a man on the left side. He can't get it to him. Trottier in front can't get to the puck either. And Jimmy Johnson turns it over to the right wing for Abdallah. Now to Bobby Smith going to the Penguins end. Has Bellows going for the net. He turns away though. Sitting in front. Bellows there, but he can't shoot it. Bellows tied up by Trottier. Bourque does not have a stick. Went to pick it up now as the Penguins clear to the blue line. Not out. A shot right towards the net and missed. As the North Stars cranked it up. Recchi trying to clear the area. And Will to Bourque. Back on the 3-on-2 of the Penguins area. Trottier is going to come off though. Left wing over to Jim Pack. Cuts in deep. Going behind the net. Pack turns as Lemieux in front. Where's the puck? And running right into the net was Phil Bourque. Bourque ran into Brian Hayward, and Hayward now puts a glove into his face. As Phil Bourque crashed the net for the Penguins there.
And I just love
now, here's Dolan involved. Somebody took a little whack at him.
Jim Pack showing a tremendous amount of confidence. He was hollering for that puck, snapping his stick on the ice. He wanted that puck at center ice, and he got it and just blew down that left side and around the net and wanted to center it. Bourque, like a maniac, just went to the goal. Lemieux was coming in there too, looking for a centering pass with that stick along the ice, hoping to get the puck on the blade. But Phil Bourque, the kamikaze, went right through the goal.
Pack went behind. Dolan got a piece of him to force him in, but Bourque ran right over goaltender Brian Hayward. We saw Barrasso hit by McRae, and I'm not so sure the intent of Bourque was not to get to that net, at least to get a scoring opportunity, but he also got a piece of Brian Hayward. And penalties will be issued here. Recchi hit along the boards by Bobby Smith. Put his glove into his face.
There's the magnetic mooring. See, it's that male-female type deal where you have the post that it's hollowed out on the bottom and it just sits down on top of that. And it's not supposed to come off so easily.
What's the problem here? Gary Frazier is over to talk to the timekeeper.
They're measuring for a stick here, I think, right?
Yeah, that appears to be the situation. Somebody has called for a measurement on the stick, and I'm not sure whose it is.
Who was on the ice on that last shift? Phil Bourque? Is that whose stick it is?
Bourque, Recchi, and Lemieux were out on the ice. I find it hard to believe it would be the defenseman.
Too wide, they're saying. The blade is too wide. I'm not saying that there's too much curve. I could read Kerry Frazier's lips. He's saying that the blade is too wide. It doesn't fit into that measurement there. And I don't have the book right now to tell you how wide it's supposed to be.
Is that Mario's stick? That might be Mario's stick. No, it can't be his. He has it in his hand.
It's Bourque's stick.
So the Penguins, I don't know now. We haven't seen a penalty go up on the board, but it appears there will be a penalty against the Penguins for playing with an illegal stick.
Well, somebody grabbed Bourque's stick a moment ago, and maybe he got such a good hold of it. He grabbed it by the blade, and he said, hey, look at this. He's got a blade that's pretty wide. Why don't we see if we can't get a penalty on that? You remember when Yager was nailed for having a stick with too much of a curve in it? It was because somebody took the stick right out of his hands and got a good look at it. Steve Lattin can't believe it.
So Phil Bourque got caught with using an illegal stick, and you can bet they'll be checking everything now. 17:20 the time of the penalty, and it'll be the 4th power play chance for the Minnesota North Stars. We'll give them credit, whoever has been surveying the scene.
I'm telling you, it might have just happened, Mike.
Yeah, could have.
They took the stick out of his hands. Somebody might have noticed it.
Playing with an illegal stick, and that'll cost the Penguins 2 minutes.
Somebody has a good eye because it was about smidgen too wide.
Dave Gagne against Randy Gillen. Face off now to the left of the Minnesota goal. And when we get an opportunity between periods, we'll give you the width of that stick and what it should be. And here's Prop back behind the net. He'll leave it for Mike Modano. Modano moves it up to Brian Prop. Minnesota trying to cash in late here to get a little momentum going to the 3rd. Mulling takes the puck away, and he'll slam it up the ice back into Minnesota territory. The North Stars goaltender Brian Hayward will leave the puck for Mike Modano. And here's the fastest skater the North Stars have, and he'll shoot it to the right wing with the Penguins in. Bellows has it on the right point. Up and in behind the net for Dave Gagne. Gagne trying to feather it out in front. He can't do it. Samuelson, big play there, and he shoots it around the boards and off into the seats.
Jean-Claude Van Damme, Jaromir Jagr, and the Pittsburgh Penguins. And you, they're going to put you all in the movies. Be in the crowd on September 29th, October 3rd, 4th, 7th, and 10th for the shooting of the major motion picture Sudden Death starring Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I think you plan too far ahead.
Make your plans in advance to join the crowd scenes at the arena. Free food and drink and lots of prizes, lights, camera, and action.
You're watching an encore presentation of Pittsburgh Penguins Stanley Cup hockey on the KBL Sports Network.
The stick shall not exceed 60 inches. The blade of the stick shall not be more than 3 inches in width. It can't be more than 3 inches, so it was more than that. Now with the aluminum, well, they have the wood that goes in there too, don't they? Not the aluminum. I'm trying to think, but well, the shaft they would be pretty standard, the aluminum size. But the wood is put into the aluminum.
Actually, the aluminum shaft also allows for an extension at the end for the knob. It's you put a piece of wood at the top, and you wrap the tape around that for the knob so that you can hang on to the stick. Some guys like a lot of tape, some like just a little.
Face off, Modano shoots one right to the goal, and Peter Angelo will make the stop. Gagne off the right wing boards. 2 minutes to go in the second period. 5-2 the Penguins lead. Right point, Modano off to Gagne. Gagne back to Modano. Modano shoots one, a good save. Rebound. Prop can't put it in the end. Stick too well tied up by Ulf Samuelson. Somebody's lost his stick. It's Gordy Roberts. Now he gets it back. Glenn with a puck. Center point. Looking left side to Brian Bellows. Bellows over across on a Modano, and his shot can't find the net. There was a big play there by the Penguins because they didn't make a play, but Modano shot it wide. He couldn't find the net, and Lemieux cleared to take the heat out of a hot kitchen. Because Modano had open net to work with, folks, on that shot, but he just couldn't find the cage. Remember, he scored a goal against the Penguins. Checked by Gillen in the North Star zone. 45 to go on the penalty. Penguins dump it around to the near boards of the Minnesota zone. Brian Bellows. Steal by Gillen. In gone goal. Stopped by Hayward as he walked in home free. And Hayward made a good stop on Randy Gillen. He stopped Lemieux and Gillen on clean breakaways in. Neil Broughton back in his own territory.
You see the Penguins feeding off that penalty killing again. Listen to the crowd here.
Modano. 22 seconds to go. Off to Neil Broughton. Cruises for the Penguins in. Stripped of the puck by Lemieux in that big long reach. He reached in and picked his pocket. And slams it up into Minnesota ice. Recchi goes in. He fell down. The North Stars come up in their final rush up in the power play. 8 seconds to go on the penalty. Over to Bobby Smith. He'll take off wide. Right side against back. Robin back now. A shot on the right side by Wilkinson. Stop by Peter Angelo. Rebound. There is no rebound. Peter Angelo has it pulled in under his pads, and he holds it right there. Just looked up from that angle there on the TV side. Can you imagine what a thrill it is for these guys to play in the Stanley Cup Finals? Looking up and seeing the people and the intensity of these games. What an absolute thrill it has to be for anybody involved in it on the ice.
What you live for. When you grow up in Canada or you play the game of hockey, you live for this. This is everything you dreamed of. And now it's happening, and you can't stop and really think about it. You don't really have time to look up and think about it. Randy Gillen with a great steal walked in, and Hayward stacked the pads on him and made the save on Gillen. And then Broughton coming down. Lemieux just picked his pocket. The oldest trick in the book. Knock that stick up in the air and just reach in, grab the puck, and get it out of there.
Yeah, but Lemieux is a 747 that he works with, the wingspan, and he just reached in from about 30 feet away and pulled it out from under him. Broughton never expected to see him. He didn't hear him. I can tell you that. Like an old Indian trick. You don't hear them. They're there all of a sudden. And around the boards, right point Glenn. And a hand pass called here. And that stops the play with a face-off coming up outside of the Penguin line. You can't pass with your hand in the game of hockey. The only man that's allowed to use the glove to move it around would be the goaltender. And you can't squeeze it and hold it in there either, because you get a delay a game penalty. In other words, you can't grab it for what they would consider an extended amount of time, a second or a second and a half, and then throw it up ice. You cannot do that. It's illegal to do that. But you can just direct it with your glove and away from the play as long as you don't have possession of it. You'll get a penalty if you do. Bobby Smith against Ron Francis. 29 seconds to go in the second period. Penguins led 4-1 at the end of one. Now lead 5-2. They gave up a short-handed goal. The North Stars had some momentum, but the Penguins answer with a goal from Ronnie Francis. And the North Stars putting pressure on here late in the second period. 15 seconds left in the Penguin zone. Francis is hit from behind by Neil Broughton. And now one of the Penguins down on top of the puck. It's Murphy. He gets himself back up. Lead the Minnesota North Stars. The score, Pittsburgh 5 and Minnesota 2 here on the Penguins Hockey Network.
It's another hockey night in Pittsburgh. And if you're like me, you don't like standing in line. So why don't you order Penguin season tickets? And as you're about to see, there's a ticket plan for every fan. And all the plans come at a great discount. The full season plan gives you the biggest per game discount of all. You won't miss a minute of action as you'll get tickets to all 41 regular season home games. Full season purchasers can take advantage of the only 12-month payment plan in all of professional sports. That's as long as 12 months over which to spread the cost of your season tickets, and it's all interest-free. Full season ticket holders can also take advantage of a ticket return plan and their own personal sales representative, somebody who's always just a phone call away. With the People's Choice Plan, you choose the 30 games you want to attend. That's the 30 games you want to see at a discounted per game price. The half-season plan gives you two options. The Gold plan is 20 pre-selected games, and the Black plan gives you 21 pre-selected home games, all at a great discount. The Sampler plan gives you a choice of 4 different pre-selected 10 and 11 game mini plans, again at a great discount. The Flex Coupon Book features 10 discounted coupons, each redeemable for a Penguins ticket. The coupons can be used in any combination, 1 coupon for each of 10 games, 2 coupons for each of 5 games, or all 10 coupons for 1 game. As I said, with the Penguins, there's a plan for every fan. All season ticket plans and Flexbook holders will receive playoff ticket priority over the general public. For information on Penguin ticket plans, just call 642-PENS. Operators are standing by now to take your call. Looking for a great night out for 20 or more of your friends, relatives, or co-workers? Try a Penguin home game. Groups of 20 or more can receive a great discount. Just pick a game and call the Pens at 642-PENS. If you're more interested in tickets for individual Penguins games, then call 333-SEAT. Those operators are seated. Thank you. Enjoy the game.
Fill your tickets for help. Hey, you want to be like a Stanley Cup champion? Well, support your life-saving team and give blood. Remember, every day there are people desperately needing blood, ill or injured patients that need your help. Call and make an appointment today to give blood.
For more than 60 years, Allegheny Lumber has been a name synonymous with quality hardware and lumber products. That great tradition continues today with the Schreckengost family. Qualified professionals assist in product selection and application. We now carry a large selection of name brand power tools, and as always, a complete line of building products for homeowners, contractors, and industry. And you get prompt free delivery too. Come on in and get to know us, the friendly people who make things work for you. Allegheny Lumber under the bridge in Tarentum.
Since 1929, one insurance agency has stood apart in the AK Valley by providing outstanding customer service. The Altany Insurance Agency. For the second straight year, voted best insurance agency in a Valley News Dispatch Readers Poll. The Allegheny Chamber of Commerce presented the Altany Insurance Agency with the 1994 Small Business of the Year Award, an award voted on by the U.S. Small Business Administration based on staying power, growth, and contributions to the community. Ron Altany, Dale Blahan, Mike Douglas. The tradition continues. The Altany Insurance Agency.